Hello, hello, hello. What ho? Welcome back to another exciting adventure of Plain Truth. I'm your host, Travis Finley.
What ho?
Wow.
Welcome back to another exciting adventure of
Rookie mistake. Okay, where's my chat? Okay, there we go. I interrupted myself. Hello, hello, hello. What ho? Welcome back to another exciting adventure of The Plain Truth. I'm your host, Travis Finley. This live stream is for watch time and for you guys to chat with each other. So I'm going to run through some of the stuff that I've been trying to put together for a presentation. And I don't know how long it's going to take. So I'm kind of doing this as a test run to see how long it actually takes. And, oh, you know what? I'm going to leave this pop-up out because I like the StreamYard pop-up because I can highlight people's comments, which I think is pretty cool. I am debating on whether or not to switch from Streamlabs to StreamYard. I tried to go live with Streamlabs again this morning, and it just tanked. It froze up, and then it was just I was stressed out. So here I is again. So here we go. So this is going to be my walkthrough for my presentation to go on to Jose's channel and talk through my footage and the stuff that I'm thinking about and whatnot. So what I think I'm going to do, first of all, again, this is a dry run through. I'm going to just check. Okay, it looks like we're good. Okay, so I'm live. I've got no one watching, which is awesome. It's fantastic. I've got one person. Hey, who are you? Say hello, please. Yeah, so here we go. Here's my opening. Let's see, I don't know. I'm gonna try to think through. So like I'm trying to walk through the stuff that's in my head and then see where it is in the files and then see how I'm gonna respond to it and all this stuff. So this is an image from Harford County where I live. Someone on Facebook in the Harford County photography group posted this. This is an image of bovine in the ether band, right? That's your little morning nugget of humor. Bovine in the ether band for you. All right. So I was going to start out with a discussion on my trek into this. So you get into flat Earth, or at least I got into flat Earth, and I was motivated to buy a P900 camera to take observations. And at the time when I got my camera, I was driving over the road, so it was really a lot of the stuff that I was filming was the moon. So I took a lot of images of the moon and whatnot for the majority of the first part of like 6 months of maybe not 6, maybe 4, because I think I got the camera in March. And this first video that we're going to look at is from July. So right after the 4th of July, like 4 days after the 4th of July. So I went up and I set up in Havre de Grace. So this is the very first image of my footage in Havre de Grace, July 2018, and it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be absolutely. Hey, Jolly Man from the UK, thanks for being here, man. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and hit that bell so that we can get this party started. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. We're going to watch it. I think I'm going to mute. I'm going to mute because there's really no reason for me to talk over myself. So right here, where I set up, I am on a dock, so I'm elevated about 10 feet above the water. So this isn't where I normally set up, but this is, you know, my setting up for the first time. So I'm just going to kind of fast forward right here. Actually, let me go back. See, I'm just going to get like totally distracted because I'm seeing stuff. So right here, you can see this boat right here, and I can see right now that there's an inferior mirage. Right here is an inferior mirage. Over here is an inferior mirage, but I didn't know anything about this stuff when I was doing this. And so, you know, inferior mirage right there, inferior mirage right there. So let's see if I can see it. I think here it is. Here it is. This is the very first. Let me go back. I just got chills. They're multiplying. I just got chills again. I gave myself the chills. And there we go. Right here. This is the very first image of the red roof house, everybody. If I was equipped on StreamYard to like give a round of applause clap and an audience roar, I would do it right now. This is the very first image that I've ever caught of the red roof. And I can see right here that the pavilion is in the ether band. Okay, so again, I don't know what I'm seeing right here. I'm just shooting around, seeing what I can see. And so what I'm going to say is that what I see is going to plant in my mind, you know, how the beginning of, yeah. So look at this tower in the background. This day was really moderate. It was a fantastic day, but look at the heat index on that water tower. It is just going crazy, just waves. But it wasn't a very hot day. Okay, but what we're going to see is an image that is going to be the stepping stone. I didn't realize it at the time, and I'm only analyzing it in the afterthought that it was the stepping stone to my talking about the ether band, because at least for right here, I don't think that the label from Ranty Flat Earth and Sleeping Warrior back in last year when they were talking about the dirty air or the dirty air, I don't think this would qualify as dirty air, right? Dirty air has to do with looking out on the horizon and distance, and it just looks like filth smog. Hey guys, hey Zach, thanks for showing up. Check this out. I can highlight comments. Jolly Man from UK is watching. So anyway, I don't think that this would qualify as dirty air, right? It's clear, it's clean, it's nice, but it is the ether band. I mean, you can see it right here. So we've got this boat in proximity here. I'm going through this footage so that I can see what not to say maybe when I do Jose's show. So what I'm going to do right now, look at, you got that, we've got the very first image. There's a boat. Look at this right here. Boom, boom. All right, so I'm just going to get distracted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the part where I come across, this is fantastic. This is like memory lane. Look at this. I want to stop and go back. Okay, so right here, guys, you see this land right here? This is 12.2 miles away. And last night when I did my stream, if you watched last night's stream, right here in the stream, you can see the grass and there's some other things here. So it's a lot more clear, but anyway, this is just fantastic. I'm not paying attention to the chat. So anyway. All right, so I'm going through right now. I'm going to find the spot where, look at this. Look at that heat index. All right, distraction. Totally ADD. Squirrel. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so this is now my close-up of the red roof house. I showed you before right at the very beginning in distance. Now here it is. I've zoomed in on it. So we've got this parasailing boat here coming along, and watch what comes up. All right, so you can see the, you know, I mean, I just don't know what people think if they take these shots. Do they think through what they're seeing here? Like, you know, if they might not know, right? This is 5 miles away. They would have no idea what this red blob is. This could be anything for them. Excuse me. All right, so right here, it jumped. I want to try to find a smoother. It just jumps. Yeah, there it goes. It jumped. All right, so here is the quark, right? Here's the quark. So I followed this for a while because it's moving, and I'm like, what the heck is this, right? I had no concept of thinking about boats in the distance, right? What is making this? It looks like a quark, right? So you've got this boat right here, right? It's going to come out right here, the quark. So I'm waiting for it to come out. But you've got this boat, and it's in proximity to me. I'm not really sure, but there it is, right? So this, what is it? What is this, right? I was like, what is this? I know enough about the landscape back there that there's no road. There's no road back there. Point your camera up so the boat is along the bottom of the camera's field of view. You will see more Fraunhofer diffraction zone. Okay, I'll try to remember that in the next round. Zach, thanks for that advice. So what I'm trying to say is that I know enough now that there's no road here. I thought it might be a car driving, right? There's no road. This is a boat on the water, right? That's a boat on the water. So this was my very first introduction to the ether band. The ether band is right here. It is the medium through which we are looking into the distance, and we have an inferior mirage going on here that is very, very high. So right now I'm going to switch over to this image. I did a screenshot of, how's that look? You like, does that work all right? Okay. So I did a screenshot of the video and then tried to put it together. And so here's the house, right? So that's a physical house. What we're seeing right there is distortion, but it's not a mirage. That is not a mirage. These trees are not a mirage. They are on physical ground. So right here, this yellow line represents the ground upon which the house is standing. And the house is about 15 feet off the ground, elevation, 15 feet elevation, I would say, 20 feet maybe. Okay. So if we follow this yellow line, right here, okay, here we hit the, so this is going to represent where the land is, but we can't see the land. But we do see the red roof pavilion right here, and it's distorted, right? So I'm just going to walk through. I'm just trying to figure out what to say. Right here in the next frame, you see this boat is here, and it's moving along in the frame. This is from a video. The distortion of the red roof house is already changed. Let me see if I can zoom in and show you just this. Well, we'll see another image in a little bit. So can I? Okay, there we go. So you see how this image has got like this little 90-degree angle niche taken out, and then here it's not as pronounced. So the ether band is changing, everything in the background right now. So then we're moving along this yellow line. We're moving along this yellow line, which is the horizon. I mean, is the shoreline, right? So then this is on the shoreline visually, right? It's elevated, and so I guess what I'm trying to think through and say is right now, if this were clear, if this were absolutely crystal clear, we would see water all the way up to whatever this is. So I would say the ether band, this is a reflection probably of the cabin, the windscreen, right? It's a reflection, and it doesn't change throughout this whole thing. I mean, it dances, but he never changes his angles. So I actually wished that he would have come closer to us and left the band behind. So what I'm saying right here is that this representation of the glare is a distortion. So if this were clear, I think this would be smaller, right? I think that if we could see this boat, the boat would be smaller, the windscreen would be smaller. I think that the ether band is magnifying the reflection so that it looks like a flying cork. Let me go back to what I was saying before. So if this were all clear, if these conditions were, we could see the land, I think that we would be able to, see that this boat would be below the land line in terms of perspective. But because of what's going on in the ether band right here, hey, Paranormal Voices, thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Just sub to you today from that earlier live stream. So thanks for showing up. Everybody check out Paranormal Voices. Racha. So anyway, so there we go. All right. How's that look? That makes sense? All right. So you've got that line there that goes across. Okay. And my next image. Okay. My next image is to kind of talk through this a little bit, where this yellow line still represents the physical land, right? This is where the physical land is. We cannot see it. This is the top of the red roof. Okay. So I think, let me see if I can get my thoughts back on this. I guess what I was trying to point out was, okay, this cork, right? If this yellow line represents the physical land, okay, here it is, right? If this yellow line represents the physical land, this boat is not on the physical land, right? So we know that this is a distortion. We know that this is. So, okay, here's my question. As I was watching Ranty's stream last night, you guys think about this with me. Shout out to the Aquabands. Shout out to the Aquabands. Thanks, Ali B. Zach, if you're out there, is this an inferior mirage, or is this a Fata Morgana? Because it doesn't have, we don't see, right? So this boat right here has distortion. It's not, it's wavy. It's in the heat index, but it's not an inferior mirage. There's no miraging, and there's no reflection on the water, right? So right here, I guess there's an inferior mirage right there. Yeah. I guess there's an inferior mirage right there, if that's what it was. So yeah, I guess we would call this an inferior mirage, because here's the physical tree, and then here's the miraging. Here's the miraging underneath it. So, okay. Maybe if I answered my own question, I don't know. Yeah, Ali B, are you just saying hi, or you want my attention? make a comment if you want me to look. I'll try to look back over if you want to get my attention, Allie. So, okay, so here we go. So you've got the yellow line is the physical land. Okay, so let's think through this. The looks like an inferior mirage, yeah. So you've got the red roof pavilion that's cut in half right here, right? And so then you've got the top here. Well, the red roof pavilion is 15 feet off the ground. It's about, I would say, it's about 30 yards off the shoreline, and then it's elevated 15. Oh well, go 10. I'll say 30 feet. So the pavilion itself, I measured it. The pavilion itself, I took a tape measure and put it up to the, is 14 and change, and then it's elevated probably 10 feet elevation from the water level. So my point is that this is the land, but this is not, this red roof is not resting on the land. It has a foundation pad, and it has posts. It has like 6 picnic tables under. Hey, okay, thanks, Allie. Yeah, just saying hi. Hi back, buddy. Thanks for being here, man. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, so it's just it's being squashed, right? Okay, hey, hope, hip. Okay. Here we go. Here we, and away we go. Wasn't that like the Joker? I can't remember if he said that or not, or doesn't. Okay, I've got to figure out what to do right now. How can I block this? How can I block this? I'm going to open this up in. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to go back. That's this. I am going to. I think I'm going to. I can't make it any smaller. Wonder if I could do it the other way. Let's see if I do it this way. If I bring it down that way, and then bring it. No, that was even worse. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I would have to open this up again separately, right? Open this up separately. This is why I'm doing this, so I don't take up time on Jose's channel to kill time. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Doing this. Let's see if it'll let me crop it enough. Yep, there we go. Okay. Now this is going to be abstract, okay? I need you guys to stop talking to each other and pay attention to this, right? This is a little bit abstract. Okay? So what maybe I should do, let me try to think of something. All right, talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to look for something as a contrast. Talk amongst yourselves. I've got to go to my California stuff. Sheesh Louise, man, there's so many files. So many files. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Ready? There we go. You looking? Are you looking at what I'm seeing here? Right? Here's my version of the wind turbines, right? Right? Hey, teacher Scott. Hey, Scott, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here. This is my version of the wind turbines because you've got an oil rig that is cut in half, right? Now we do have some inferior miraging going on, but don't miss the point that half of this is missing. And you guys know that I have right here, look at this. I don't even know how to give a maniacal laugh. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, okay? This is the AT-AT. This is the AT-AT oil rig, and it's gone, people. It's gone, okay? I'm going to show you, I'm going to explain why. But in terms of giving a complete diagnostic, that would just be I think a task beyond the time that I have to do right now. Okay, so you guys looking? You see what I'm seeing, right? So now bring in this. Okay, so here we go. Let me see if I can. I wonder if I can. I'm going to try and do a contrast, right? Right, just as a contrast, right? So you see what I'm doing? Okay. Maybe I should do this. Okay, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this copy, right? And this, I don't know why it didn't just take me to the file where it was. Okay, so this is, what am I going to label? What am I going to label this picture? Red roof house. I don't know, horizon. Red roof house, horizon. Okay, I'm saving that. Okay, I'm going to close that. Now I'm just going to save a copy in here. And it is, where'd it go? Why don't I see the other one that I just saved? Okay, whatever. Okay, so then this is the AT-AT horizon. Got 5 watching. Awesome. Breaking records. Maniacal laugh builds character. That was kind of pathetic. All right, so let me see if I can pull up. This is why I'm doing this, guys. See, this is why I'm doing a run through. This and this and this and this and Jose show here. Okay, so Red Roof Horizon. Okay, there's that. But I don't see now. I don't see the AT-AT horizon. Did it go in here? Yeah, okay, there it is. All right, so we're going to open this in Paint. All right. I wish I could do this. I wish I could just live my life and just do this shit. I would much rather be doing this than driving a truck. Okay, so then I got to open a file and I'm going to this. I did this. No, that's not it. I thought that I saved that. didn't save it the way I thought I did. Okay. Apologize. That's why I'm doing this now, boys. All right. That is why. All right, going back. I think what I don't know. I'm not really sure why it didn't save it the way I wanted it to. Okay. Save a copy. I don't know why. Save edits as a new photo. The original will not change, right? So I'm just really not sure why it didn't replace this. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now I'm opening this up. No designated road. I do visit different countries. I love driving a truck. What do you do when you're driving, Allie? Do you listen? Do you stream stuff? Do you listen to books? Have you listened to S.M. Beaton? Sam Michael Beaton, Beaton. He writes the Seamus Macbeth. Seamus Macbeth is a detective in Scotland. He's a constable. You need to check out that dude. You will totally, if you don't know about it already, you need to check out S.M. Beaton. Dude is just, I have chills right now thinking about it. Okay, this is not, why is that so small? Son of a cracker. Why is that so freaking small? All right. How am I gonna, why is that so small? Why doesn't it save it as big as this was? Right? Why? Okay. That's why I'm doing this now, boys. Getting all the kinks out. I'm just gonna bring in the regular image. Everybody doing okay? Stick a link. Okay. Well, I'm a little busy right now, Allie. Okay. I'm sorry if I can't just give you a link to something that you need right now, that Allie needs. Okay, here we go. Just kidding, Allie. You know I love you, right? I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. See, look, why is that so small? Oh, you know why? I know why this is so small. Is because it's a video shot. It's an image from a video. That's why it's so small. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. I don't know how to make this work. I don't know how to make this work right now. So I guess what I'm going to do is just go back to what I was doing before. Do you guys know what the punchline is? You know what the punchline is? I think it's going to be a pretty significant punchline. So I'm going to open this up again. Let me make sure it's not open already. Right here. Okay, that one is open. All right, so I'm going to open this. All right, and I wish I could just pull this picture out. I don't want this box. I don't want this box. I just want this picture. Can I just move this picture around? Right? Because I want to overlay these two things, right? I want to make them the same, right? I don't want this box in the way. Okay. Robert Carlyle. Yeah. That's right. Robert Carlyle played his character, but the books are fantastic. It is absolute gold. It is so funny, man. I crack up laughing while I'm driving. And yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. I'm going to go get some more coffee. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Do you guys know the punchline yet? Okay. So we have seen images right here. We have seen images of ships going over the curve, right? The reason why we can't see, let's pretend this is a ship and it has gone over the curve. And this water is the obstruction, right? The reason why we can't see this ship is because it has gone over the curve. It's gone over the curve. Now, this picture here represents the same idea here. Okay, so you got horizon, 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 horizon. So right now, here we go. We can only see this guy, and we can see these people's heads. If the horizon was this sharp, right? If the horizon was this sharp, these guys would be over the curve. All right, that's the same idea right here. And so right here we have the Red Roof Pavilion, and the horizon is cutting it off right here. So here's where, excuse me, here's where my idea is. I have put out this idea that the ether band, again, I'm going to say this and qualify it again. Because I heard, or Metal Slugs, something or other, made a comment on my channel, one of my episodes, and he said, how did he say? He said, you know, why are you making a new word when we already have refraction, and we already have mirroring, and we already have inferior mirage? Why are you making another word? And then someone else said it in a hangout again. Why is he? I think it was just yesterday. Was it? It might have been Toady. I can't remember. Anyway, they said they're mixing. They are conflating the cause with the effect. All right. So he's like, why don't you call it? Yeah. It was like this. Why don't you just call it an inferior mirage? Why are you calling it the ether band? Okay. Can anybody out there? Allie, can you answer the question? Okay. Here's the question. Why don't you just call it inferior mirage? Why do you have to call it ether band? All right. That's it. Do you know what the answer is? So let me take out the ether band and put in, why do you call it, why don't you call it inferior mirage? Why are you calling it air? Right? That's the question. Why don't you just call it a superior? Why don't you just call it a Fata Morgana? Right. Thank you, Allie. Yes. Star on your nose. I'm going to highlight your comment right here, Allie. You ready for it? Here comes Allie's comment, everybody. Ding, ding, ding. The ether band, or the aether band, is the medium in which all refraction manifests. The aether band is not refraction. It's not refraction. It's not a mirage. It's not an inferior mirage. It's not a superior mirage. It's the cause. It's the cause. It's the medium through which those events or those dynamics. Sounds crazy. It is crazy. Well, you know, call me crazy. And thanks for reminding me of that scene in Lethal Weapon where Mel Gibson says, "You think I'm crazy? You think I'm crazy? You want to see crazy? I'll show you crazy." Okay, so here we go. Back to this. Oh, so here's the question. They say, are you telling me the ether band is squashing, right? The ether band is squashing this oil rig? Yeah. It's either squashing it visually. I don't see anything wrong with it. Bandit. I don't see anything wrong with it. So it's obscuring, right? Okay, listen. These riggings on the top of the oil rig are not to scale, right? These are not to scale. Let me show you another videos. I'm off on a major tangent. Okay, I got to get back to my pictures. Right. Okay. Let's see what this does. This is, let me do a focal length. That's 357. Let me try to get a 4. I don't have a 428. That's 321. I'll just do 357. Okay, so there you've got here's a contrast, right? So here's a contrast with this right here is this, right? This right here is right here. So you've got scaling, you know, unless this moves, and I don't know if it does, it very well could. So that's why it's like this. But even right here, it's an acute angle. This is more acute than this, right? So if these things I think I've only ever seen these things in that same position, right? I don't think that I've ever seen it. What is this? This is 1428. This is a little bit farther zoomed in. So part of the difficulty is in breaking all of this down is to do a proper analysis. I would have to like find the scales exactly, you know, the shot exactly. And I'll tell you what, it is very difficult. Yeah, the world is upside down. It's very difficult to frame a shot, you know, when you're zoomed in. If you're panned out and you've got a wide angle, you don't have as much play on the field of view. But if you zoom in, it is like you would have to have, I would think I would have to get a mechanical tripod with a mechanical base so that I could just aim up and then I can always shoot, you know, I can always have that frame. But I try to get the stuff in frame as best I can, but I'm rambling. So here we go right here, right? So see if I zoomed in on this, would it appear to be like that, right? So I'm going to try to get this as close as I can. Okay, but see, I mean, look what's going on right here. If we okay, listen up, everybody. I mean, just look at this. This is not the horizon. Okay, this is not the horizon. Oh my word. Do you understand what I'm saying right here? Look at this is the water line, this is the water line. If the water line were concrete, it ain't moving. Right? It's not moving. But right here you can see that I had to raise up the water line, right? So here's the exact same image, or not image, the exact same oil rig, and you can't see the same image. This is not the same image, right? So where did it go? The ether band is stretching it here, right? Or it's not stretched, it's mirrored, so it's distorted, but it's got more space. Hey, Write the Hand. Thanks for being here. I'm not paying too much attention to the chat, so don't take it personal. Just trying to think through this stuff. So going back, the ether band, Toady was talking about an image yesterday, and I think he got to the point to where he was comfortable to consider that more than one phenomenon is happening in the image. Like you can have stretching, you can have compression, you can have magnification, or because stretching can be elongating and then raising up. It can be stretching it vertically as well, right? So the ether band is the obstruction, right? It causes the obstruction, so that this image, see, this is where I wish I could figure this shit out. Like, I wish that I could, turn this image into like a PNG or something so that I could slide it over here, right? So what I would do is I would slide this over and show you, right? It's like a blink test, right? It's like a blink test. So how the hell do I get this image free from this box? I just want the image. Does anybody know? Hey, Trish. Thanks for being here. Does anyone talk about how the atmosphere is like waves as well, not in specific layers, so that the so-called smart people think that they can answer something? Can you flesh that out a little bit more? Does anyone talk about how the atmosphere is like waves as well? How the atmosphere is like waves? Do you mean like physical water waves, so that they block things behind them? I've heard that discussion. Or if you just mean like heat waves. You guys get me? I need to get this. Does anybody know how to free up this picture so that I can just slide it over here, right? Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to communicate. So like this image is behind here, right? It's not behind this. It's right here. Right? This image right here is right here. It's right here. If you use a photo editor, you can transition one picture over another so that you can see the difference. Yeah, that's the concept, but I don't know how to do that. I guess I hate going on YouTube. I'm so lazy. I really am. I started doing wavy like waves. Okay. I started I'm streaming through StreamYard right now. And I started to do a tutorial, and I'm like, I don't want to watch these tutorials. I just want to stream. So I just have I just have no discipline to watch tutorials, but I guess I'm going to have to figure out the photo editor. Can anybody affirm a yes that you understand what I'm saying right now? That the question that they are challenging is like, where the hell the body of this oil rig, where did it go? Where did it go? And I'm saying it's right here. So you've got maybe an inferior mirage going right here. This is what I said to, I think I said this on Ranty's show yesterday, or another show the day before, that I think that there should be another mirage name. Okay, I think that there is a bit of inferior miraging here, but we don't. Is there a mirage term for the disappearing of the full body, right? Do you understand what I'm asking? So again, why do we have an inferior mirage right here? The ether band, okay? We have an inferior mirage. Hey, Mason B. We want to call it we want to call it an obstruction mirage, maybe? An obstruction mirage. Okay, so the ether band is why we have the inferior mirage right here. The ether band is the cause for why we don't see the entire oil rig as well. Okay, so let me go back now to here, right? So I want to draw a correlation between here, because if this is the horizon, right, then everything below this, everything below these guys is obstructed by the ether band, right? This is so abstract. I had, before I went off on this development, I had a clear thought in my mind. Let me pull up this image in its normal image. Okay. All right, so you see what I'm doing right here? So like if the water line, if I could overlay, this is what I want to do. I want to get water, right? So in this image, the entire boat is gone. The entire boat is gone, right? So the ether band is compressing this pavilion, okay? Do I have to get a clear pavilion shot for you? Those are videos. I think, here we go. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna have so many windows open. Okay. All right, so here is the red roof house. We got land right here. Here is the pavilion, right? So, I mean, look, if I make the water line right here and right here, I mean, it doesn't even match up to scale. But you see what I'm doing right here? Okay, look, this is land underneath, right? This is land underneath. You can see the posts right here, right here, right here. So where did it go, right? Where did it go? And if we are comfortable saying that it's being compressed right here, that's the exact same thing as that. Exact same thing. That's what's happening. So, right? So if this is the horizon and we think that this is the top of the red roof pavilion, we would say, where is it? Where'd it go? Because the water line would be right up here, right? The water line would be right up here. And if we're comfortable saying right here that the ether band is compressing the image, right? So this is, where's my markup? I'm gonna check the chat. They just need massive power. I don't even know. Maybe you guys are, okay, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. That's fine. Okay. Now I lost my train of thought. So, okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting this in half. This is an inferior mirage. Okay. So in other words, this right here is not the bottom of the roof, right? This is not the bottom of the roof. This is an inferior mirage. Here's an inferior mirage right here. See that? Here's an inferior mirage right here. Right here. All of this right here. Okay. So where is this? Where is the ground? It's right here. Behind the band. Behind the band. So help me refine this. Okay. You understand that this is the horizon line. So shit. This is an image that is not real, right? This image does not exist in real time. You can't go someplace and see this physically. Okay, this is optical. So what we have, what I need to do is get this image cut out. I need to get this image cut out and put it right here so that you can see what should be here, right? So that this image is blocking this stuff. It's compressing, it's making it disappear. So that if the horizon line was raised up like I have it right here, there should be no problem. You should have no problem understanding that it's compressed. Or not even compressed. It's this is such a mind screw. So it could be compressed, but again, it's not physically compressed, right? It's not smashing the physical structure itself. The image, the optical image, is being presented to the viewer, and then the reality is behind that image. Okay, so did I say it clearly already? Try to say it again. Okay. This is an inferior mirage, and the reality that is the actual pavilion is behind this, and we can't see it. And this is the compression. This is the obstruction. This is the disappearing, right? This image, like, so freaking abstract. Okay? The posts and everything that's there physically, this land right here, right, is it's disappeared. It's the disappearing mirage. It's the disappearing mirage. It disappears things. It makes them go into the cornfield. Okay? This inferior mirage has disappeared the reality. Okay? And that's what this is. That's what this is. the inferior mirage has disappeared because the question that you would have to ask is, okay, is the oil rig underwater? No, it's beyond the curve. It's past the curve. It's way beyond the curve. It's not underwater. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Don't say such ridiculous things. It's not going to be underwater. Everybody on it would die. They would die. It's not a submarine. It's an oil rig. It's elevated. Right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this horizon line is not, its location for us is not known. We don't know where this is. So therefore, it's not concrete. It doesn't exist. Okay? Because we don't have a boat on it. And even if we did, even if we could put a boat and we could see that the boat was on the horizon, we still wouldn't be accurate enough, right? We just wouldn't, okay? But okay, so we don't know where this line is. So if we did have a boat on this line and that boat had coordinates and this oil rig had coordinates, just for example, and that oil rig was 5 miles away from this boat, right? So then this horizon would be 5 miles away from this oil rig. And what we need to understand is that the inferior mirage has disappeared the oil rig. It has blocked it. And it has, I would say, it has magnified the rigging, right? Because this oil rig is at least 10 miles away from me. Okay, so these are not that big. I mean, look at this. You see this right here? You see these waves right here? These waves are on the shore, are close to the shore by me. All right, this is proximate. This is distant. If this were to scale, this would be too close to me. It wouldn't be that big. Okay, it wouldn't be that big. Hey, Nora. Hey, Nora. Hey, Mark. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Okay. So I have chills right now. This is just so incredible to think about. What I'm going to do right now, I see this has all stemmed from my first clip that I brought up, and I've just gone off on this tangent, right? This was the first clip. Come on. Forget about it. Okay, I'm just going to walk through this again. All right, this is my ether. This is my ether band Aquaband demonstration, okay? All right. This is perspective, right? This arrow is off camera and it is moving into the distance. Pretend this is a boat, except it's not going to change angular size. Although that would be awesome, wouldn't it? It would be awesome if I could. Anyway, so this boat is moving into the distance. All right, it's moving into the distance. All right, so we don't know the depth of this aquaband, right? We don't know the depth of that aquaband. I didn't want to do that. Okay, I got to do that. I'm going to do this. Okay, we don't know the depth of this aquaband, right? So this, now we're moving into the distance. Now we get to a smaller aquaband, right? That represents level water moving into the distance, right? Okay, so now you see this little teeny tiny strip. I mean, it's even smaller than than that one, right? But this is moving into the, this is proximate, this is less proximate, this is less proximate. All right. I'm not going to keep making a multiple. Okay, there's another aquaband. Here is another aquaband. And let's see. I guess I'll do yellow again. There is another aquaband, right? So each of these aquabands represents distance. We don't know how distant. We don't know what the distance of this is. We don't know what the distance of this is. It could be 50 yards. It could be a mile. Okay, I'm going to show you something that I think will make that sense. Help that make sense. We can't necessarily think that that's a mile. That couldn't be a mile. Look how small it is. Yeah, it could be a mile. Okay, so each of these bands represents distance. We don't know the depth. Okay. But it's moving into the distance and it's level. It's level. What we can't see is that there is a line of birds right here. Okay, I can zoom in and I can't do it here, but there's a line of birds right here. Okay, so where are those birds? Right? We can't see them because of the limited light, but you can see them out. I'll just pull it up real quick if you haven't seen this already. I got to go to work in a half an hour. Well, I got to get ready for work in a half an hour. Okay, so this is not letting me zoom in. Why won't that let me zoom in? Where did it go? There it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. You see the birds, right? So what I should do, right? All right, save a copy. Aquaband, Aetherband, birds, Aquaband, Aetherband, birds. Open with paint. Okay. That's going to be too small. Okay, so what we need to remember is that this is moving into the distance. Moving into the distance. Moving into the distance. Okay. This is physical water moving into the distance and it's level. Okay. Now, this is our horizon, right? We can't see past this horizon. So this is like this. Right there, right? So here's the horizon. We can't see past this. Here's the horizon. We can't see past this. But there's physical water behind the shadows here, right? And we can see birds. There are birds. Let me do it over here. Okay. In this oval, there are birds on water. So good. Okay, look. If this star is a bird. Okay, that's a bird. if this bird were on the water, you wouldn't have a problem understanding that it was on the water. It's really there, right? You have to understand that there is a bird, there are birds on physical water here that you can't see. So the water continues to extend into the distance, and the shoreline is somewhere here, right? Right? The shoreline is somewhere here. Now, there you go. There's the shoreline, right? Okay, so I'm gonna overlay this right here like this, right? So I don't know if that can go off. I don't know. I'd have to put this stuff together. This shoreline would extend, right? Right? So here's the water, but it goes to the shoreline. Right? So there's the shoreline. There's the shoreline right there. It's in the distance. Okay? I don't even know where the hell I am. I don't even know. My brain is frying. Okay, so maybe about enough of that. Enough of that. Okay, so that was my first introduction to the ether band with the flying quark. Oh, yeah. Is this date? This is okay. This is all right. No, I don't like you know, each program has its quirks and its perks, and I don't like how that one shadows.
All right, so it looks like.
Okay, so here we have an inferior mirage, right? Here we have an inferior mirage. Here we have the water line. We've got birds on the water line. Okay, here is the cannon. These are bushes. Here's a tree. This house is like I'd say maybe 600 yards away. Okay, but this is an inferior mirage too, right? This window right here is being mirrored right here. This window right here is being mirrored right here. This is a doorway, okay? Here's a doorway. This is the doorway for the house, okay? So this is not a picture. Do I have pictures? Wow. Yeah, here we go. This is a different image, but it'll still do. Okay. All right. Because this is a doorway, so the doorway will end right here. Let's just say, okay. The lighthouse is on land, so I'm going to put the land right here. Okay. So in perspective, the house is moving into the distance, right? So this is not physical house right here, right? So look, okay, so this is the ether band right here. This is the ether band. Okay, here it starts at the water line and it goes up to the land and beyond. Okay, so this is not water reflecting this, because the water is not, there's no water up to this house. So this is not This is not water, right? The reflection here is not caused by water that is this water. It's not this water, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so here's the land, okay? So keep that in mind here. Okay, now in this clip, the brain, aka Brian, the brain, is standing right here, and you can't see him, okay? But he's got a mirror, and he's going to flash it.
I can see straight down to the base, but it's already right at the base.
It was very, very windy. It was very windy. Hey, Derek, what's up, man? Okay. Right there was the flash, okay?
Inferior mirage. Did you just flash?
Right there. Boom, baby. Ay, ay, ay.
Yep. Yep.
I'm going to try to...
You just flash.
Right there, okay? You see that? Okay, so when this disappears, you're not going to see the brain. You're not going to see Brian. You're not going to see him because he's behind the band. Okay? He's behind the band. Boom,
Yep.
He's gone.
Yep, I got it. I got it.
Okay? So we did this yesterday. Derek, who's in the chat right now, shout out to Derek. He was with me. He was my mirror guy yesterday. I'm not going to mention the fact that he broke my mirror. What did I just say that? Damn it. Okay. So what we need to realize is that this is moving into the distance with perspective, right? This is farther and farther away. And it goes, it doesn't stop until it hits the land. All right. So this water here is continuing to go right here. So if we could, I don't even know. Don't even know what to say right now. Okay. This video is the one that I showed to Tim Osman when I was in his hangout, and you know he tried to tear apart what I was saying and not affirm. And I think he said something like, "What are you going to prove it with birds? Are you going to prove it with birds? Oh, well, should I use sticks and balls? Would you rather I used sticks than balls?" Yeah, I'm gonna use birds. That's what I've got, right? So, okay. So we have here aqua bands, right? So this, I'm standing on the shore. The water is going into the distance. This is a band of visible water, and then there's a small band right here, right? And then there's another band right there. And then you can see the landscape in the back, right? So this line right here is not the end of, this is not where the water ends. The water goes beyond this, and we're gonna see that demonstrated in just a minute. So I'm waiting for the sunrise, and it's taking you know, a little bit of time, and so I get a little bit anxious. Just ho-humming, just waiting, just Okay, so you can see that the clouds are moving. And I honestly don't know why I did this. I don't know why I zoomed in. But here we go. I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, let me say this, right? My eyes at this point, I can't see anything in the distance besides the shadow of the mountain, right? I can't see the water line. I can't make any, I don't know if there's anything on that water line. So the cool thing, and I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, the cool thing is I'm the only one who saw this. No one else has seen this. No one else, unless you've watched my videos. You've seen it in my video where I set it to the flight of the bumblebee. Okay, but here we go. zooming in. Going to stop it right now. Okay, so now we've got this band. Got this band. We've got this aqua band. Okay, right here, we've got birds. Okay, could not see them with the naked eye. Okay, look at this. We've got birds in the air. We've got birds on the water. Okay, this bird you can see is mirrored, not miraged. It's mirrored. Okay, I would hazard a guess that it's well, I don't think I can make a statement as to whether or not it's the ether band or the water. I could say here, I don't really see mirroring with these birds here, right? So these birds are more proximate to me. I see kind of like maybe a shadow or maybe a reflection here, but definitely right here you've got a mirror. So this is either a mirror or it's a mirage. It's an inferior mirage or a mirror, but this is okay. So I zoom in. I don't even, like, I'm still new at this. I'm zooming in too close. Right here by the pause, here's a bird fluttering its wings. Okay, so we're moving into the distance. The water is level from each point. Distant, still level. All right, so if you've never watched this before, this is pretty incredible. I'm sure I love it. We're just gonna let it play. All right. So right here is it's the ether band. Okay, this bird is above the water and is being he's being mirrored. Let me try to get it back. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Okay, so right here you've got a mirror, a reflection, right? So then it's blending in. It's an inferior mirage. It's above it now, right? So you've got space between, so to speak, right? So this is farther in the distance. This bird looks to be the same size as these birds, right? But it's farther in the distance. So I would say that the size is exaggerated. All right. Very hard to track stuff when you're zoomed in. Let me get a little bit farther along. Okay, so these birds are going in and out of the band. These birds are farther away than that one bird was. Right? I mean, you know, this bird is above the band. These birds are closer to the vanishing point, I would say. Unless that's the water. I mean, it could be, but I don't think so because they disappear, right? So I don't think it's the water because they can go into this band and disappear when they're flying or when they land. Oh, I skipped by too much. We got to find, oh, here we go. Here we go. So here we go. So this bird is going to land. Ready? Gone. It's gone. So it didn't go into the water, right? It swallowed up into the band. Okay, so this was another milestone for me in making it through all of this, or making my way in this process of thinking through. So what I want to do real quick, I think it's just coming to my mind. I'm going to wrap up in a minute because I just got to start getting ready. Okay, so this is the opposite side of, let me show you if I got the map. All right, so the image that we're looking at is from this location here. I'm here on this beach. I'm normally right here. This is normally where I set up. This is where Adam and Derek were yesterday. So I'm here and I'm looking over the water back to the lighthouse, right? Okay, so that's the vantage point here. I'm looking west. Okay, I'm looking west. So we have here the channel marker, and then you've got the water, right? We've got a reflection on the water. The water is what's reflecting this. And right here, you've got the aqua band that starts, okay? Because it's a different image than this. It's a different image than this. But this water, this mirror, right? This condominium is being mirrored on itself, right? All of this right here is mirror, right? Now, you might be comfortable to say that this reflection here is like right here, it's the water. The water is reflecting this, right? I think we could all agree with that. And we might be comfortable with saying the water is reflecting here, water is reflecting here. We get up to this seagull. We get up to this seagull and we would say, yeah, you know, the water's reflecting the seagull. Sure, okay. The water's reflecting the seagull. But where does it end? If this is water, does the water go all the way up to this building? No. So at some point here, there's a transition from, if it's the water reflecting, up here, it becomes a transition into the ether band, unless right? So that's the physical land. Okay, there is a marina, right? There's a marina right here. Okay, there are boats. There are boats, dozens and dozens of boats that we cannot see, right? So it's this. Right? That is an inferior mirage. And this is back off the shoreline, right? Here's our house, right? That house that we were looking at, that's the house. That's off the shoreline, but it's mirrored. The water is not going up. Okay? I don't even know where to go right now. Okay, I'm in the chat. Let's focus on. Yeah, I mean, you guys don't have to focus on me. I mean, I'm glad you guys are here. I've got 12 views. I appreciate that. This is fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, let's have a discussion, you know, Sean Hawkins, and have a healthy back and forth. Let's be honest. Let's talk about this. Let's not just. I don't even know what you've said this whole time. I don't even know if I'm going to go back and read it. But so can you imagine if I would have shown up on the plain truth? The horizon ramps up to eye level, but the refraction zone hides objects near the vanishing point. Right. Yeah. Right. But we don't see clearly, right? But we don't see the horizon rise. Okay. So in this image, we don't see the horizon rise because of the ether band right here. So if the ether band was not here and we had a clear shot, this is what I said earlier with the quark. If the ether band was gone and we could see here, we would see the horizon rise. We would see it extend into the distance. So the horizon, the horizon that ramps up to the eye level, we can't see that. We don't see the horizon ramping up to our eye level in the same way because the horizon for us ends right here, so to speak. But your point is well taken, and I think you're right. So hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully this has been interesting. And if you, I'm going to put my email here. My email is rethinkthecurve@gmail.com. Okay. All right. So my email is rethinkthecurve@gmail.com. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get to scrolling through this. Maybe today at some of my stops, I'll have some time. But please feel free to email me. And if you email me, I will do my best to address your concerns. Or if you want to put them in the comments on the YouTube channel itself, I'll do what I can. I'll try to. I really don't want to get involved in debate because I know myself and I will get sucked into that and lose time and lose valuable time. But I will address if you're Sean Hawkins, okay, if you're serious about this, right, email me. Give me a couple of things to consider or a couple of things to address. Okay, if you're serious, Sean, and anybody else who's out there, who isn't comfortable with how I'm talking about things, please email me, and I'll address it in a follow-up video. Well, like I said, can you imagine if I would have jumped on Jose's? This is I'm going on an hour and a half. Yeah, yeah. This is crazy. Okay, thanks so much for being here, everybody. I just saw Cleary's. I'm going to read Cleary's comment. The linear vanishing point shows the light refracted down from the taller, so it looks like a reflection. Sounds like double talk, but that's what it is. Well, they shouldn't be afraid of double talk, should they? Talking out of both sides of their arse. But yeah, it's a qualification. It's not double speak. It's a qualification. But point taken. All right, this is Travis Finley with The Plain Truth, Rethinking the Curve. Gonna end with this image for you guys to sign off to, right? You see, these are how can I get there are cow. This is what I opened with at the beginning of the show. Cows in the ether. Bovine in the ether band. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Share this, please. Please share this. Let's get this out. And the heck, I'm now just rambling. So thanks everybody for showing up. Until next time.